So far I got the curtain up, goes behind the seats. I just wrapped a piece of paracord around that little attach point, and I'm not really sure what those are. I think they might just be a little plastic clip. They're not real super strong, so I didn't pull that cord real tight, and then draped one of those throws over the top of it, and it's doubled. I just folded it in half over the top of the cord. That seems to do pretty decent for the front, just barely long enough. I got a little bit of a gap down here, but not too worried about that. And then I just kind of tucked it here into this trim and behind the seat belt, kind of bring it along the side. So real quick and simple, $3 divider, and it's blocking out quite a bit of the heat that's coming through the windshield, so we'll see how that works. Hopefully those little attachment points don't break loose. And I didn't even tie it, I just wrapped it around there a few times, and just the tension of the cord behind it is keeping it in place. I don't know if you can see through there without that glare what it looks like, but yeah, maybe not. See, it's got gaps here below the edges of the seats, but that might be good enough. We'll see. Next step is I've decided I'm going to go ahead and try some of this Reflectix. I bought a roll that is 2 feet wide by 25 feet in length. I'm hoping that it's going to be enough. And looks like it'll end up being a, oh, where did it show it here? I didn't look at the technical data, but I know you got to have an inch or so between this and the surface behind it. If you're just like this behind the heater, it comes out to R3 on the R3. But I think the reflective part of it is going to be more benefit than the R value. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to cut a piece that fits inside, follows basically that black rubber strip around the window, so it'll kind of poke in there a little bit tight, and maybe that alone will keep it in place. We'll see. I'll cut a piece, try that, and then if it seems to work okay, I'm going to line it with one of these fleece throws. Just gonna lay it out, spray some 3M77 contact spray on it, which is made for headliners, so it should glue pretty well, I think. And then trim it and see how that works. Alright, first thing I'm gonna do is just measure this window. That's just a little more than a little less than 2 feet. Looks like about 22 or 23 inches. So the width will be fine. I'll run a piece across there, and it needs to be, looks like about 33 in length, 32 and a half. Just going to cut a piece, and then I'm going to hold it up here and push it in and draw a line around it so I know where to cut it. We'll see how that works out. Alright, this piece was 33 inches long by 2 feet wide, and I'm just going to push it up to the edges where I want it to be, kind of line the top up, and then start marking it. Alright, so that should give me basically the general shape. I'm going to try it in this window, and if it fits, after I get it cut, if it fits, then I'll try it in that other window, and if it fits over there, then I'll just use this as a template to cut the second one. I don't know if the windows are the same or not. Of course they'll be reversed, but I got a pretty clear line. I'm going to cut it just a hair bit wider than what I got shown there. and we'll come back after I do that. But I cut it about 1/4 of an inch wider than the line that I drew on there. You can see the line, I don't know. And we'll see how that works. That's about what I'm looking for. Yeah, cool. So I'll try that in the other side and see if it fits. And then start working on putting the fabric on the other side of it with the headliner adhesive spray. Contact spray, it's 3M77. Curious to see what that looks like from the outside. Probably looks like Reflectix behind a tinted glass window. So the two windows are a mirror image of each other. So I just cut another piece using the other side, the first one, as a template. And I can already tell just by putting that in there, the sun is on the other side of this window, that I'm getting some benefits from the reflective aspects of this material. So much warmer when I pull that down. All right, so now I'm gonna get my adhesive spray and cut some fabric to put on the Reflectix, and we'll see how that works out. If you're ever doing window coverings like this and you have two pieces that are mirrors of each other, just to keep from making a pretty big mistake, if you're just going to put something on one side of it, put the two pieces together and then either mark an X on both of the outsides or on both of the insides, so that you don't end up putting a covering on the wrong side. I'm going to be putting well, I can't find it. I put an X on here somewhere. I'm going to be putting an X on the inside, which will be the side that's going to have the covering, so that the covering covers up the X. Just a small X on one edge or something. Just a quick tip for you guys. I don't know if you've ever worked with mirror image stuff, but you could easily, especially through the process of laying all this out and spraying everything and trying to get it on there, end up covering the wrong side, and then you'd kind of, waste a piece. But if I have enough covering, I'm going to cover both sides, but I'm going to start with just covering the outside. It says to use 3 coats on each surface. Kind of seems like overkill, but I did it per the instructions, and then I'm going to take my scissors and trim this off. Just make sure with this thin fabric, when you lay the fabric out, before you put the two pieces together, that you don't have any folds or creases. There are some wrinkles just from where the fabric had wrinkles in it, but that may work out. If not, it doesn't look bad. So let me get that trimmed up and put it in the window, and we'll see what it looks like. Well, there's what it looks like from the inside. Let me push that back up in there a little bit more. And then I want to go outside and see what it looks like with that gray instead of black. I know it's not going to look blacked out or anything, but all I'm doing is trying to prevent people from being able to see through, which is going to be accomplished with this. So let's see what it looks like on the outside. Yeah, the window's kind of dirty, but heck, not bad at all. Just looks like some kind of a window block or carpet behind there. Nice. All right, well, I'm going to finish up the other side and then do the 2 back windows with the same method and get those all set up in there. And I got a pretty cool idea for holding them in place instead of Velcro. I think Velcro would probably work, but I'm going to try something different. Somebody had sent me, I don't remember their name, somebody who viewed one of my videos had put a comment and gave me an idea about some magnets. So I've watched one of their videos that they posted a link to, and you can see that on my video that talks about the last one I just did where I'm driving in the van going to Walmart and all that. Look in the comments below there and you'll see the comment. There's a cool link to a video where a guy does some custom car builds and uses magnets to hold wood trim inside, and I thought, man, that's a good idea. So thank you to the viewer who sent that to me. I'm gonna kind of use that as an idea to come up with my own way to hold these window coverings in. So I'll show you what all that looks like when I get it all finished up. All right, I got all 4 windows done. Nothing's holding them in, they're just setting in there right now. That's what the back looks like. And if I close the door, it pretty well blacks it out in here if I can get this door shut. A little bit of light leak on the front curtain, but that is to be expected. And then what? And then basically from here, I've considered doing the back side as well with the fabric. I have enough fabric to do it. I'll have to get some more of that adhesive spray. I had 1 can and it did all that was necessary on the outside edges, but not on the inside. But I'm thinking if I did the inside with that curtain material or that fleece material, it'd give it a real finished look in here. And I could even make panels for these 2 little side areas just to stick in there for looks more than anything. And it really would give it a finished look. So I may end up doing that, but for now I got the job done, and it's basically blacked out the van. When you look at it from the outside, you can't see in any of these windows. I know the lighting is terrible with that sun blaring on there. You can see my reflection, but you cannot, you won't be able to see through that. And even though it's a gray material, it almost looks, it's pretty dark. You almost can't tell what's behind that window because the tint on these back windows is pretty dark to begin with. So it's hot and muggy out here and I'm tired, so I'm gonna go take a break, and we'll catch you guys on the next one. I'll show you my idea for fastening in place. I think you're gonna think it's pretty neat. At least I do anyway. See you on the next one.